The money production industry is a complete monopoly, administered by huge families such as the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds, who have passed down their control for generations, enabling them to dominate the financial markets and indeed the world. Since the birth of the internet, the 99% has started to cotton on, and we have seen the emergence of alternative currencies which could break up the monopolistic control of this make-believe entity that governs all of our lives. There are many towns around the world where they are adopting their own local money, and there are also online movements, Bitcoin being the most famous, but there are many others, which are trying to introduce the idea globally. While in South Africa filming Adam's Calendar, we stumbled upon a really interesting alternative currency that is acting both locally and internationally.
CES stands for the Community Exchange System, and it is an online platform where you can use an alternative currency called talents.
What this system allows is to allow people to trade without using the national currency.
But how would they do that? How would I do that, for example?
Well, basically you register on the website and you put your offerings on the system. What your talents are, what you're good at, but you can also sell your second-hand stuff. You can offer anything you want.
You should say both what you want and what you're offering. And the whole purpose of the exchange is to actually stay at zero. So the intention is not to hoard lots of talents, which is the type of currency that the community exchange system uses, but to just use it as a form of memory of what exchanges have occurred in your community. And you don't have to make an exchange with the same people, so you can buy something from one person and sell something to somebody else. It's very community based. The big problem with our international currencies and the South African rand is that a big part of it is that it serves large corporations, large companies, and the money is moving upwards. It's going from the bottom to the top. No matter how you look at it throughout the world, the international currencies are making the poor poorer and the rich richer. And using rands might have a function in very large scale industrial processes and companies, and providing your large scale infrastructure, but there really isn't a currency in South Africa that services just your basic needs, your basic goods and services, just growing food, teaching, nursing. And every single human being has some skill that they can offer to their community. Yet within the current economic system, only a very small percentage of them are valued within that system. A community currency allows within the local community that someone can grow some food, or cook food within a kitchen, or offer certain educational services, singing, dancing, maths, and then obviously your home care, so looking after children, looking after the elders, looking after the sick. These are basic human services that are very undervalued in the current economic system, that a community currency or an alternative currency can fill in that gap. And that's certainly one of the things that the community exchange system can do. But it's all online based. On the global stage is really helping as well. So as I said, it grew a lot quicker in New Zealand and Australia, and it's I believe the country that it has the most penetration in is Spain. In Australia, the communities have become so large in some small towns that you can actually start paying parts of your rates and taxes in the talents. And the local councils, so these are very small towns, and there's a mayor in Australia that accepts 100% of his salary in this alternative currency using this system. So it grew very big in New Zealand and Australia and parts of Europe, and it's only really in the last few years picked up in South Africa, although it's much bigger in Cape Town. Cape Town has 6,500 members, I think, whereas in Johannesburg we've still got 550, but that's doubled in the last 2 years. So
wow.
At this rate we should be catching up to Cape Town soon.
What are some of the challenges you face? like you gotta have time, you know, because it's not like going to the supermarket to buy a loaf of bread. Because first I have to contact Loic and say, hi Loic, I see you offering bread, can I have 2 loaves? And because Loic perhaps might have a job to pay the stuff that he can't pay in talents off, you say, okay, I only bake on Saturdays, and oh, like, where do you stay? Okay, I stay about 5 kilometers, and you have to go and actually like collect the bread from Loic. And you gotta have time, you know. It's really not for people that are working so much to make money, because then they don't really need it so much, you know. That's because then money is their substitute. So I think that's the biggest challenge, and that's why also it's kind of hard for people to sort of catch on it. If they have money, if they have the option of just going to the supermarket, you know, it's easier than actually going to find this person that makes their own bread and so on. But it does have its value in the long run if it becomes something more.
Yeah, when it gets that really large number of people who are using it, then that's when it will become a lot more user-friendly. At this stage, I mean, Johannesburg is this very spread out city, and the Johannesburg community of the Johannesburg Talent Exchange is all around Johannesburg. So at this stage, there's a few eager beavers that are like, no, I'm going to buy it in talents, and I will, you know, wait until I see that person, or I'll drive quite far to purchase those goods. But eventually
that's why you also have these events where we meet monthly, to try to have a monthly event where at least it gives an opportunity for people to all gather and trade can happen a bit more. So that also, I think that helped a lot.
Definitely.
Over the last year to boost the trade.
For me, I think a big thing is, like, I'm like a big humanitarian. It brings back the value to the individual, you know. Like if I'm a guy in a local community somewhere, if I can be a shoemaker in my community, you know, it makes me important. It makes my role in the community important. Unlike where I'm looking to be a worker somewhere in a big company, you know, I'm just like a number. I'm just like human capital. I'm not. My value is not as much as it would be where, you know, in a smaller community. And like Sam said, you know, when you hoard money, it grows, but when you hoard talent, it doesn't. So, and also talent or time belongs to you, all of it, you know. It doesn't, like, if you have 1 rand, like 10 cents doesn't go to SARS, and 10 cents to APSA, and 10 cents to whoever. It's your talent, it's your time. I mean, human time is an endless resource. And that's what provides most of what we need to live happy lives. And yet it's being taken away from us.
And also, you'll be able to develop many talents. You know, if you have a job, then you just do that job all the time. You know, 40 hours a week. Whereas if you can just put 5 of your favourite things on there, you can develop your own skills, right?
And also, you can actually choose to be part of something you really want to be part of. Something that you've decided is a lot more closer to what your passion is. So, you know, you've got all these people who are working in these large corporate institutions, and secretly all they really want to do is be, you know, a singing teacher or
do mosaic.
You know, and do things that actually do offer value to other people in their community, but because they can't get value from it in their lives, they don't do it. And that's sad. So you've got millions of people all around the world doing something they don't want to do, and that's not a productive way of using human time.
No.
It's the way of the future, it's for sure. Not necessarily this alternative currency, but alternative currencies in general.